Yo.
Settling and strange. Like this, for example, I think this is supposed to be Jesus. I'm not sure. This is the Italian news story revealing the chronovisor with Ernetti and a picture of Christ. This is apparently a picture of Jesus Christ. It's in black and white, and it's old. A lot of things that are in black and white and old are true. Now, we've established that the Vatican does have a history of responding to things and ridiculous claims. So what did the Vatican say to this? In a fairly compelling manner, the Vatican did not dismiss the claims outright, nor did they deny denial. They just remained silent. They didn't say anything. But in a deathbed confession in 1994, Ernetti reportedly admitted the photograph was fake, but maintained the machine's existence. Come on, man. Why would you lie and then admit that on your deathbed?
It's clobbering time!
Oh, yeah, that's a bad one, all right? That'd be a really bad one. You'd be like TMZ up there. But we also have to say, for the sake of the conspiracy theorists out there, that this partial confession came after Ernetti was hospitalized in a Vatican-controlled facility, which could potentially suggest coercion, all right? And he did recant the photo, but not the ancient text that he recovered, or whatever the Vatican has never officially denied the chronovisor's existence, and that makes it one of the most interesting, curious, compelling things in regard to all. You could just say, no, it's not real. Of course it's not real. TV, you can turn it into electromagnetic. What the Come on, make me a Vatican spokesperson. People already think I'm like a CIA asset or a Vatican spokesperson. They already think that I'm a, what is it called? A psyop or a plant. I want all this stuff to be real. I literally do. You have no idea. Now, a more grounded theory, but also absolutely wild, suggests the archives contain evidence that Jesus married Mary Magdalene and had children, which is a claim that was popularized by Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code, and that claim originated in a book from 1982 called The Holy Blood and the Holy Grail. According to this theory, Jesus had kids with Mary, and those kids fled to France and integrated with the ruling class there. Now, that information is important and relevant because in 2001, Barbara Frail, a paleographer, found the Chinon parchment. I don't know if that's how you say it. The Chinon parchment? I don't know. It was a long-lost document showing Pope Clement V secretly absolving the Knights Templar of heresy charges in 1308, which is crazy because if you're the Pope, you're like the main guy just below the other people who are more spiritual and don't exist physically, and you're absolving the Knights Templar in 1308, who are the keepers of this secret that invalidate everything you allegedly stand for. That's kind of weird. And even absolving the Knights Templar in general, I mean, they deny Christ. That's like one of the reasons that they were called heretics in the first place. Plus inappropriate carnal relations and obscene kissing of the penis. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. A little more grounded than the chronovisor, to be honest. A lot of people also don't know that you can just request information, of course, if you're a qualified scholar, from the secret archives, the apostolic archives. 20,000 requests are granted annually, and you can just kind of get stuff. So it's pretty cool. I've been big into aliens lately, and as you can tell, I have a lot of alien trinkets on my desk. Big trinket guy. Okay, big trinket guy, a couple of trinkets here and there. Of all the Vatican secrets, none are quite as captivating to my imagination, quite like the alleged knowledge of extraterrestrial beings and possible communication. There's an evidence trail, all right, guys? There's a real-life evidence trail. There is. There is! Stop saying there's not! You see, the Vatican maintains the world's oldest astronomical research institution and owns one of the world's largest meteorite collections, which is cool. And they have made a series of statements about alien life that are curiously specific, I would say, for an organization with no confirmed contact and just, a religious organization. It's kind of odd that they're talking about aliens so much. In 2008, the Vatican's chief astronomer, Jose Gabriel Funes, published an article with a provocative title, "The Extraterrestrial is My Brother." This guy wrote in this official newspaper that extraterrestrials might be free from original sin, which I feel like might be blasphemous. Okay. He also wrote that extraterrestrials are part of God's original creation and cannot be excluded from tithings, I think is what he meant. 2 years after this, Brother Guy Consolmagno, curator of the Vatican's extensive meteorite collection and future director of the Vatican Observatory, told The Guardian that he would baptize an alien if it asks, and then added, any entity, no matter how many tentacles it has a soul. You ain't been watching the same shit I've been watching been coming out of Japan. That is not true. Those things are soulless. Also, let's halt for a second. Can I become the curator of the Vatican's meteorite collection? Imagine being that guy. That is like the coolest job title I've ever seen or heard in my life. What do? You got a pretty cool suit on. Your suit's pretty cool already. Well, actually, I'm the curator of the meteorite collection at the Vatican. So it seems odd that such a legitimate and long-standing institution, Catholic religious institution, would give credence to such hypothetical things like aliens. It seems bizarre. Some people theorize that these statements serve to gradually acclimate the public to a reality the Vatican has known about for a long, long time. For example, the crystal skull deep within the Vatican's basement. I've seen it. I've seen it in my visions. I've been remote viewing down there. Now let us get to the case of Monsignor Corrado Balducci. It provides even more compelling evidence in regard to what I'm talking about. As an official demonologist for the Vatican and a member of the Roman Curia, Balducci wasn't just a fringe figure. From 1995 to 2000, he made a series of unprecedented television appearances on Italian networks, stating categorically that extraterrestrial contact was real and not demonic. On Domenica Inn, which is Italy's highest-rated Sunday program, he declared, "We must begin to prepare ourselves for the possibility of this encounter! They're not demonic! They're not due to psychological impairment!"
Oh.
Let's rumble.
Now let us get to the case of Monsignor
sorry.
Corrado Balducci. It provides even more compelling evidence in regard to what I'm talking about. As an official demonologist for the Vatican and a member of the Roman Curia, Balducci wasn't just a fringe figure. From 1995 to 2000, he made a series of unprecedented television appearances on Italian networks, stating categorically that extraterrestrial contact was real and not demonic. On Domenica Inn, which is Italy's highest-rated Sunday program, he declared,
Bro, let me out.
"To prepare ourselves
Bro!
for the possibility of this encounter! They're not demonic! They're not due to psychological impairment! They're not a case of enemy attachment! But these encounters deserve to be studied carefully!" Here's our source, by the way, if you want to check out this website. Look at this. Pretty good-looking website, isn't it? I really like using websites like this as sources. Lest we forget this from UFO Digest, Vatican official declares extraterrestrial contact is real, all caps. So yeah, take it or leave it basically. Vatican insiders have also whispered that Balducci was part of a controlled disclosure program that was initiated after a secret meeting between Pope John the 23rd and representatives of an extraterrestrial civilization in 1961 at Castel Gandolfo. Now,
So bad.
these Vatican insiders that whispered this, I heard them. Just kidding. There is no
Well, here we're
official
gonna eat it.
documentation of these meetings that exist in public records. It is Vatican employees that have anonymously
Yeah.
claimed that a specific section of
Good,
the
bro,
papal
good.
summer residence remains off limits to all but the highest-ranking church officials.
Oh
So
my-
they can
oh
do
my
that
God, we're
thing
dead.
that they did in Men in Black, where he reaches out and he touches the alien and they shake hands. And then Will Smith
you, bro,
comes
you.
in and he's got new blood and he's
Playing
got all this
Fortnite.
new energy and he
When's the battle
uproots
boss?
the Men in Black and reorients them towards the future. He makes them cool. He makes them cool. The Vatican, Balducci,
Titan,
that's
yeah,
Will Smith.
that's right.
These are real theories, right? This is mind-boggling. You've probably heard of David Grush if you're into the alien stuff, and he made an even more provocative testimony provided by him. He's a former U.S. intelligence official. Grush testified in 2023 to Congress under oath and claimed that in 1933, during Mussolini's regime, a non-human craft crashed near Magenta, Italy, which is here on a map, right there. It's right there. The Magenta's up here, and then the Vatican City's just...
Big overside. Hello?
Dictionary.
Yeah.
Ah, Back to work. Sorry, that work. いたでも。
torture.
Which are for
Aye.
comp.
Aye. Where's... You good as well. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you didn't say.
তো ভাই
Side light.
আমার রাখতে মনে হয়েছে মানে খেলে আমার কারো বেদ না
What is it?
আমি এটা লাগিয়ে নামাইছিলাম দ্বিতলা থেকে
Yeah.
এক হাত যে সাইড দিয়ে
How
নামাইছি
big
ও
is
তো
it?
বেদ না
30 kg?
ওলানো 30 কেজি
Yeah.
তো হইতাম ভাই
I did that like a year ago. I still remember it, bro.
আমার আগে হয়েছিল কিন্তু আগে হয়েছিল রাইট সাইডে দিয়ে রাইট সাইডে দিয়ে হয়েছিল করিয়া না
I used to use a ladder and then I had to put it on my shoulder side and then come down with it. Down the ladder.
আসানি আগে একবার হয়েছিল রাইট সাইডে দিয়ে রাইট সাইডে দিয়ে হয়েছে দেখি এইবার আমি লেফট সাইডে দিয়ে গেলাম ছিলাম
Yeah, about it.
Buddhi-
Dio by the...
বুদ্ধি করি
Dio by the where this is.
বুদ্ধি করি বুঝছস নি
Yeah, about it.
কিছুই তো না তুই যে দিলেই আমার বাদাম
তুই আদনানের হইল না হ্যাঁ
দেখ হইতাম ভাই মাথাত কি যাচ্ছি
or I don't know.
I know.
Bro, I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling.
Can I?
I don't know.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Hey, paradise. What just happened? I should just crash. For me.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
On it always seems to
Mission
go.
area is yours.
Down on what you got to let's go.
You expect a Gambit to throw some beats?
Woo! Hey, farmer, farmer. On it always seems to go. Down on what you got to let's go. On a glass, put up a parking lot.
Now you do the same for me, Wee.
Woo!
Your powers are mine!
Keep going.
Bro, I hate this guy, bro. I hate Iron Fist. Who's that? Star-Lord? Pause on point for a second. So I can sort this out.
The area's almost yours.
I am Groot! A winning hand! Extermination!
I am Phoenix. Shields up.
Voidzilla, what's it about? Is this a joke to them?
I am increasingly disgusted by the way this is all a big joke to liars like Howard Lutnick, who deceive the American public about the status of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
That guy was there. I wasn't going.
Now he testifies under oath that he actually went to the island of the creep and brought his kids.
We had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children.
Nevertheless, every time Epstein is brought up, this guy can't stop chuckling. Here's
Dude, saying you left all your children is so funny. Yeah, I left one of my kids behind on Epstein's island. Why even? It's weird. It's a fucking weird thing to say.
Lutnick laughing again when Trump is addressing a
I
question
left with
about
all of
Epstein.
them.
I don't know. I could ask you that question.
He thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever heard. And maybe it's because
chuckling,
they really
huh?
think we are buying it. Maybe it's because they think, hey, we're just gonna get away with this. We can just keep. It's so the lies are so brazen, so
So bad,
audacious,
bro.
so in your face.
I don't think they think that. I do not. I think they're panicking, bro. I do not think they think they're in a position of absolute strength. That laugh, this Lutnick laugh, is like the laugh. I mean, I'm just being real. This is the laugh like someone in real life does when they're losing an argument. It's very put on. It's a very like, oh fuck. It's a very. This is not a big deal. Like try to. It's not a laugh of like arrogance. It's not a laugh of like I'm in the most unimpeachable position. I think they know, and they've known for a while. Trump at least has political instincts. But this is a fucking issue that's very hard to put a bullet in.
I could ask you that question.
He thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever heard. And maybe it's because they really think we are buying it. Maybe it's because they think, hey, we're just gonna get away with this. We can just keep. It's so the lies are so brazen, so audacious, so in your face, that it is actually funny to them. And you know what? I have to agree that the way the FBI and DOJ have been treating this is a joke. Because we just talked to a congressman who passed the Epstein Transparency Act. As part of it, the DOJ was supposed to release all the Epstein files with no redactions except for survivors. That didn't happen. Several of the survivors' names were left unredacted, and several of the perpetrators' names were left redacted.
It was an email that was sent by the victims' lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. The title of this one is Child Trafficking. Co-conspirators. Fully redacted.
But in response to criticism that they had over-redacted...
Dude, did they say this? Like, this one was ridiculous because this email is called Epstein Victim List, and the only name they redacted in it was one of the...
You could already
was one of those like 6 powerful men.
For sure.
And every other name,
Oh, yeah.
all the victims
SKJ ठंडा भाई.
are unredacted.
Come on, make this.
So they let the victims kind of getting like phone calls and it's insane. Like,
Yeah.
That means like it's like they can't even argue they didn't even know.
Anda,
hey.
They went through it redacted. They
Oh, make
what's
this.
his name?
Make this.
They redacted,
I think bundle is.
Tony
Yeah.
Powell Keeper,
No,
but
no,
they did not redact the
I saw
victims.
before. I
That's
saw
how
the
they-
leak, so I was a bit of a nerd.
Fully redacted.
But in response to criticism that they had over-redacted, they said, hey, we're so transparent, we're going to let you guys come and see the unredacted files to the congressman. The problem is, guess what happened when those congressmen showed up? This. The unredacted files, many of them,
Yeah, that's what
were
Ro Conley was saying.
redacted underneath the redaction. There were 2 layers of redactions. By the time the DOJ got them, they were already redacted. So what they're looking at is an unredacted, redacted copy of the Epstein file. This is at the same time that the FBI has a government project to build a next-generation redaction tool where they claim they need multi-layer redaction management.
Jesus
You can see
Christ.
it here where a
This Tony-
representative
this
talks
Tony Stark's
about
gonna
getting to
trash
see
that.
the, quote, unredacted files.
Unda.
He says the search function didn't actually
Oh,
work.
yeah, you
Half
can't
the
even
stuff
see
I
what
was
I'm
looking for
looking
was
at.
still
I don't know.
redacted. We couldn't write on
It's like he's
files.
wearing a
We
suit
brought in. We shared
and he's-
4
he has a
computers
bare
for
chest.
435 members of Congress. So what is this actually? This is transparency theater. This is not real transparency. It is actually a joke. Here's another joke. The FBI just concluded again that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't
Aye.
running a ring for powerful men. But when the public was
Big
asked
shot.
about this just the other day, 94%
Team Power. Team Power सुंदर আছে.
Team Power is good. I don't think it's in the store side as an issue. I think it was like a
ना किना है तो.
well, the suit
1600. About 1400.
The suit one side.
और suit जाए ना. Suit. और suit तो किना जाए.
Was trash.
2000.
Was it? Which
Suit only 2000. और Steam Power only गया 1400.
Suit is trash. He's not wearing a he's not wearing armor, right?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, this one, yeah. Big shot. This one's trash.
Comp. Placement registration ही दर.
Yeah, let's go. Don't it always seem to go like you don't know what you got till it's gone. Hey, paradise, put up a fucking lawn. Don't it always seem to go?
Why you very scared?
Oh yeah, I booted up the fight game just to see if he was online. He is online.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know? Is it comp?
When you've got one like me.
Oh.
Round 1.
That's
But don't tell Hawk.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
oh, my ping's like 300 side.
Yalla.
Look at us. We practically
Yeah.
This is haute couture, darling. Designed by
Very like this
Jumbo
one.
Oh.
Carnation
Can you change heroes in competitive?
Oh, my costume just
No,
kinda
yeah.
came with my powers.
What?
and I'm
Okay.
practically seething inside about how
Don't it
battle
always
starts in
seem to
5,
go?
4,
Wait, can you hide in here?
3, 2, 1.
Mama.
You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Don't it always seem to go? Yalla. Yalla. Jeff died, I died.
The thing ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere. Oh, it shows you the percentage, yeah?
Just the idiots outside.
Is this Deadpool a thing?
Deadpool healer.
Hillary. Or Deadpool, or Deadpool.
আমরা Deadpool আছে।
I'm an easy target.
Chiquera, voy a hacer.
Oh, he'll leave! There's a thing here. What I reckon? Almost. Left to I think. No! The red side. Rocket Raccoon's on side. Try to stay in there as long as possible. Oh, you go on A side? When?
Yeah, yeah.
Dead. Let's go. Bro, this, I think they're dead on the tank side.
না না যে ডজ করা দের হয়েছে আল্লাহ তারা স্পনও গেছি কেন তারা স্পনের ভিতরে আমি বই দিয়েছি আমি আলফা
Oh, side, pick me. Thank you.
They hit a checkpoint.
What?
Now might be a good
Well,
time to
Angela
stop
followed me
them.
all the way home. You call yan outside, Angela. Yalla. Don't it always seem to go unless you don't know what you got to lose.
Get ready. Stop that vehicle. Now or never. Stop them.
One's on site, one's on site. Gash is dead. Pick me. Pick me! Yo.
Don't give them another inch. Or else.
Eh? He grabbed me.
The current score is 0-3. Time to
It's
switch things up,
paradise, put
including
up a
which side
fucking
you're on.
line.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Who needs four when you got one like me?
It's the 15th of March, 44 BC, in Rome. The most powerful man in the Roman Republic, the dictator Julius Caesar, walks through the doors of the Curia of Pompey, the temporary gathering point for the Roman Senate's meetings. The usual venue, the Roman Forum, a kilometre to the southeast,
So you
is
disconnected?
undergoing renovations to build a new Senate house in Caesar's name,
So you
and
there?
is unavailable. The Curia, meaning meeting place in Latin, is located at the eastern point of a large open courtyard known as the Portico of Pompey. Compared to the Forum, it's rather secluded. It has no direct access to the side streets of Rome, and the only exits lead directly onto the Portico. Today, this area is occupied by a large group of armed gladiators, who are loitering near the
racist name.
Curia entrance, trying to stay inconspicuous. Inside the Curia, senators are nervously milling about. They watch as Caesar takes a seat on his golden ceremonial chair at the front of the room. Caesar's right-hand man and closest ally, his co-consul Mark Antony, who had been with him before he entered, is nowhere to be seen. Unbeknownst to him, Antony is nearby, just outside, but he's being distracted by another senator. Caesar is alone. Across the room, a man rises from the benches and starts walking towards him. To understand Caesar's death, we have to understand how he got here. In the eyes of Rome's political elite, Caesar had grown too powerful. Over the course of an almost 40-year career, he reached Rome's highest public office, consul. He conquered all of modern-day France and Belgium and parts of Switzerland, Germany, and the Netherlands. By all accounts, he was a military genius, and charismatic too. His armies, comprised of Roman legions, became loyal to him and only him. His many victories with them made him fabulously wealthy. Finally, he had a habit of pandering to the masses, opposing unpopular policies and presenting himself as a man of the people. He became very popular, perhaps too popular. In 49 BC, fearing Caesar was becoming larger than Rome, the Senate, alongside his chief rival, Pompey the Great, moved against him. They attempted to recall him from his campaign in Gaul and strip him of his military command, a command which gave him legal immunity under Roman law. Sensing that his enemies wished to prosecute him and curb his power on his return to the city, Caesar made a fateful decision. With a legion of soldiers in tow, he crossed the Rubicon River in northern Italy. The river marked the border between the Roman heartland and its other provinces, and by Roman law, all returning generals had to disband their armies and lay down their arms before crossing it, as to avoid internal conflicts. By deliberately ignoring this, Caesar started a civil war, one that would last 4 years and span the entire republic. In March of 45 BC, he would win that civil war, having defeated Pompey the Great, the only man that could rival him in influence and wealth. This made him the undisputed most powerful man in Rome. The Senate, an institution that once sought to reduce his power and influence, elected him to the consulship a further 3 times. And finally, in February of 44 BC, granted him the title of dictator for life. For a time before the foundation of the Roman Republic, Rome had been ruled by kings. Tyrannical, cruel kings. When the last monarch, Tarquin the Proud, was overthrown around 509 BC, the Roman people, particularly the conservative aristocracy that would end up forming most of the Senate, vowed that no king should...
Hello, I can't hear you, so...
The battle starts in 5, 4,
no.
3, 2, 1.
Damn, I just surrendered.
Net कैसे लिखी इधर ले जाएगा?
Electricity, I still need like it though.
Electricity ऐसे ही और net कैसे लिखी?
And okay, so.
हमारा arcade lobby था ना तो lobby में ना.
Yeah. They're just hitting each other.
আমার ল্যাপটপ খালি কিতে যাই নেট যাই
You on Ethernet?
হ্যাঁ
Are you on Ethernet?
ও ইন্টারনেট হইতাম ওয়াইফাই তো না আমি এখন মোবাইলও নেট আছে ল্যাপটপও নাই আর
Just only your laptop.
और
Is your phone on the same Wi-Fi connection as the Ethernet?
ओ ना
Huh?
तब तो ठीक हुआ देखी वाईफाई इतनी आदि जी Hello?
Yo.
Oh, ना ठीक है वाईफाई समस्या
तो यार.
क्या करता हूँ मैं वहाँ से वाईफाई समस्या
Yeah. Go.
out there
Oh.
किच्छु कर नहीं
Yeah.
और
Did you try to
देखी
reset your
दिखाई
Wi-Fi?
नहीं আমি একটু আগে তো গিয়া করিয়ে এলো
Yeah. Det यार.
না যাইতে
Chatte. I said this.
ওইলে মেসেজ দিব না
Inshallah.
ওকে
should rule Rome again. It now seemed that Caesar fancied himself a king. He began wearing opulent royal garbs and constructing statues of himself in public. His allies called for extravagant celebrations in his honor and proposed and later succeeded in changing the month of Quintilis, the month he was born, to Julius. He installed in the Senate a golden chair designed specifically for him, the chair upon which he sits today. Caesar had grown too powerful, and he was flaunting it. He threatened the continued existence of the Republic. If defeating him on the battlefield was impossible, his foes would have to find another way to bring him down. The men who conspired to kill Caesar, a group of about 60, are diverse in their backgrounds. A few are former allies who felt their loyalty to him had not been sufficiently rewarded. Some are remnants of the Pompeian faction, the group that fought Caesar during the civil war under Pompey the Great, a group he, perhaps foolishly, pardoned. A handful simply oppose his accumulation of power out of principle, fearing he would destroy the state's republican values. Most, however, are members of the conservative aristocracy, who profit greatly from Rome's republican form of government as they monopolize the Senate and thus oppose Caesar's centralization of power. These men have been meeting in secret for months to hatch a plan to kill him. They considered assassinating him in public on a street in Rome known as the Via Sacra. This was probably abandoned because the venue was too public. Any ally of Caesar's, if they were nearby, could simply intervene. Caesar had no bodyguards on payroll while in the city, but he was known to surround himself with some particularly intimidating friends to compensate. Another questionable idea was flinging him from a bridge and placing a number of armed men below it to ensure the fall would be fatal. They also considered striking while he was at a gladiator show, as they could hide the assassins in plain sight, posing as gladiators. Ultimately, though, a Senate session on the 15th of March was selected to be the best time to strike. Soon after this date, Caesar would be outside of the city on a military campaign to defeat the Dacians.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna finish off my movie and we'll see what happens later. Cheers for sticking around.